Welcome back. For our final debate of the day, we all saw the Kansas City Chiefs come back against the Los Angeles Chargers in a thrilling overtime win. Despite the loss, Chargers rookie quarterback Justin Herbert made quite the impression in his first career start, replacing injured starter Tyrod Taylor and throwing for 311 passing yards, 1 touchdown and 1 interception, adding a touchdown on the ground as well. Given his performance, questions have arisen on if Herbert should be named the full-time starter. I'm here with Max McElroy and Marena Sever to debate. Max, what do you think? Who should the Chargers start at quarterback?
I think, honestly, this decision is quite obvious. I mean, you go with Justin Herbert. For one, he's got the hot hand. Super Bowl champs. Granted, they played a little sloppy, but he 311 yards. He only threw 11 incompletions. I think the biggest thing for him, actually, that's different than Tyrod is that Justin Herbert used his legs a lot more than Tyrod did, and in the preseason, Tyrod Taylor was like, I think I'm comparable to Lamar Jackson or Russell Wilson.
Because he is pretty mobile.
He is, and then I saw him against the Bengals, and he didn't use his feet that much. And Justin Herbert, first drive, 10-yard rushing touchdown. And then he had another play late in the game where he scrambled and kind of got like 7 or 8 yards. And so, yeah, he used his feet a lot more, and I really liked that, like what he showed out there. It was funny. He said in the pregame that he said he knew he was going to be the starter 5 to 10 seconds before the kickoff.
Yep.
So at that time you don't have time to get nervous, and so he just had to just go in there and kind of do what he does. And I think he balled out. It's really interesting because I think he completely changed the Chargers offense in the best way possible. I mean, that's a team that scored 13 points against the Bengals defense,
right,
which is really, really bad. And then all of a sudden they look actually really decent, and they look like they can go downfield a little bit. And then, I think he was helped a little bit by his running backs, but I think he should absolutely be the starter.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and act like he was not ridiculously impressive in his debut, because he was, save for a few, to be expected mistakes, and one that probably did end up ultimately costing them the game, but still impressive, especially considering the circumstances that, he said he didn't know until like 15 minutes before the game that he was going to be the starter. And this question that we're asking right now and that the Chargers are asking right now is one that tons of coaches and teams ask when you draft a rookie quarterback with the intention of developing him into your starting franchise quarterback, which is, do you start him right away and kind of throw him out there as a rookie, or do you take a step back and let him sit behind a veteran for a season or two? And I think Tyrod Taylor this year is serving a purpose greater than just being the starting quarterback for the Chargers, and that's to act as a mentor to Justin Herbert. Quarterbacks just need time to learn. The differences between the NFL and college football are so stark that it oftentimes causes a lot of really phenomenal college quarterbacks to do nothing in the NFL, just because, the complexity of offensive and defensive schemes and the speed of the players and just the talent and things like that are different, and you just need time to adjust. And again, Justin Herbert is and obviously will be the better quarterback in the future. He's going to be the Chargers franchise quarterback. But if they're not really playing for anything this year, I think having him sit behind a veteran who's well-respected, who knows the ropes and can really just help him develop those leadership skills, and on top of learning the game, in addition to the fact that he didn't get a preseason this year, so that's another 4 or 5 games that he didn't get the opportunity to learn behind Tyrod Taylor for. I don't know. I just think if they keep Tyrod Taylor in week 3, I don't think one impressive performance from Justin Herbert, not to downplay it at all, but I don't think it's enough for them to just say, okay, Herbert's going in. If Tyrod Taylor isn't 100% week 3, Herbert's your starter, but he just needs time. And the model of having a rookie quarterback sit behind a well-experienced veteran is not uncommon or unsuccessful. It worked with Eli Manning. It worked with Phillip Rivers. The Chargers have done it once before. Aaron Rodgers, I'm pretty sure, sat his rookie year. And of course, the 2 most notable quarterbacks in the league right now, Lamar Jackson and Patrick Mahomes, sat to some degree their rookie seasons. Mahomes sat the full season, and Jackson sat half and ultimately went in for an injured Joe Flacco. And now they're the best quarterbacks in the league. And so, I just think throwing him in too early, it would worry me that it would do more harm than good. I mean, you look at a guy like Josh Rosen, who got thrown in way before his time, and I don't think his career is ever going to recover from that. Nobody wants him. He went from one worst team in the league to Miami after the Cardinals brought up Kyler Murray. So I don't know. I would just worry that the Chargers were being too hasty with Herbert, throwing him in before he's ready and not giving him the opportunity to really learn the ropes, to really earn the respect of his teammates, and to get acclimated to those differences between a program like Oregon and the NFL.
Well, I actually think that his college is helping him in the NFL. So he came in as a freshman, and he was there for 4 months, and then he became the starter for football.
Right.
And so like he's already kind of had that same thing where he hasn't had a lot of time and he's had to learn the offense. And then each year he's had a new offensive coordinator in Oregon. And then he played well. I think he was going to be one of the top 10 quarterbacks drafted last year. But I think the most comparable thing to Justin Herbert is actually Daniel Jones. So Eli Manning was the starter. They drafted Daniel Jones at the same spot. The Chargers drafted Justin Herbert. And they really didn't have an intent to play him. And then Eli Manning was out for the game. Daniel Jones becomes the starter. And then immediately Daniel Jones just gives the team juice. Like, against that Buccaneers game last year, it was like if Eli Manning was down 16 points, the team does not believe they win that game. But if the Chargers get down, like Justin Herbert he elevated their team. I mean, Keenan Allen actually had yards yesterday, which is different than the Bengals game.